The 9 Muses in Greek mythology. The Muses were daughters of Zeus, the king of Olympus, and Mnemosyne, the goddess of memory, and they were spawned over 9 consecutive nights. On Olympus they cheered up their father Zeus with their choirs, their art, and their knowledge. They also benevolently monitored the lives of the mortals. Apollo was the god of music and fine arts, whose entourage was partly made up of the Muses, some of whom bore him children. In Greek mythology, the Muses were inspirational goddesses of the arts and sciences. From the word muse, we get the words music and museum, a place of worship to the Muses. The Muses inspired the artistic creativity of poets, writers, musicians, painters, and scientists. The Muses were depicted as young women of great beauty, with light clothing and adornments, which symbolized their connection with the arts and sciences they represented. The most widely held belief is that there were 9 of them. Calliope, her name meaning the one with the beautiful voice, is the muse of eloquence, rhetoric, and epic poetry. She was Apollo's lover, with whom she had her son Orpheus. Clio, whose name comes from the word celebrate, is the muse of history. She's the one who perpetuates the memory of important deeds over time, keeping alive the memorable acts and triumphs. Erato, whose name comes from Eros, the god of love. She's the muse of lyrical poetry and mime. She's depicted with a crown of flowers and carrying a lyre in her hands. Euterpe, etymologically speaking, the very pleasant one. She's the muse of music, sometimes depicted with a crown of flowers and a flute. Melpomene, whose name means the melodious one, because initially she was the muse of singing and musical harmony, but she later became the muse of tragedy. She's depicted as richly dressed and carrying a tragic mask as her main characteristic. Polyhymnia was known as the muse of the sacred song. She's the muse of rhetoric, of the art of writing and sacred poetry. She's also considered to be the muse of geometry, meditation, and farming. Terpsichore means she who delights with dance, and she is the muse of dance. She's depicted as a slim young woman who plays the lyre at the same time as she dances in a jovial way, wearing a crown of flowers. Thalia, whose name is translated as the festive one, is the muse of comedy. She presides over banquets and other festivities, bestowing gifts of abundance. She's represented with a comic mask and a crown of ivy. Urania's name means heavenly. She's the muse of astronomy, astrology, and mathematics. She's depicted with a globe of the world on which different positions are measured with a compass. Ultimately, the Muses represent the importance of inspiration and creativity in our lives. Throughout history, numerous artists and writers have believed that the Muses have inspired works of art that have endured through time, such as the epic works of Homer or Beethoven's symphonies. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene.